let's get this party started. It is January 2023. And if you've been feeling a little murky, like you lost your mojo or can't quite kick things into gear in the new you, you are not alone, friends. The energies have been super intense. I've been hearing from a lot of people that they're just a little flat, taking a pause as they consider what's really, truly important in a priority and where to invest their energy in the coming year. So we're really faced with getting or needing clarity about what we really want to create while trying to find the motivation to make it happen, which is influenced by the third chakra energy center, which is what we'll be talking about today. And having a strong connection to this personal seat of power is really more important than ever. And so we're going to look at how to strengthen this center, decipher any issues you think might be going on for you there, especially digestive issues, imbalances affecting the liver, the pancreas, gallbladder, spleen, and of course, struggling with any stress or emotional issues. So this is a call for you. I'm glad you're all here. I welcome you to listen in on what Dr. Wallace has to say about this really significant energy center and what you can do to support it, as well as she'll be doing free mini medical intuition sessions, particularly focusing on this area of your energy body. But as has been happening in previous calls, anything goes. So if you have a question and you want some answers, Dr. Wallace will be able to help you pinpoint what you can do to support your health and wellness. All right, Dr. Wallace, take it away.
Thanks, Carolyn. All right. So today we've been journeying through the chakras so far, and we've done the root center and the sacral center over the last couple weeks. And now we're moving up into chakra 3. So this is the last of the kind of the physical level chakras that we'll talk about from my perspective. So the root center was really your connection to being grounded, and also your connection to your ancestors and your roots there. The sacral center really is the center for generative physical power in the world, and um, money and career and commitment. That first level of being an individual in the individual use of power. So as we kind of move up in frequency here to the third chakra, we're moving into the mental realm of the physical. And so in the third chakra, we're really, which is called the solar plexus, we start into the ego here. So this is the mental realm, the personality, the ego, our self-esteem is hanging out in here, and kind of I like to think of this as our running programs. So the archetypes or the constructs that we use as a default kind of to run our lives and our consciousness also are here. And those you can kind of figure out by the I am if you're someone who has played with the I am consciousness. So basically that means I am and fill in the blank. So you start your definition of who you are at the third chakra, at least on the ego level. The color of this chakra is yellow. And the note is E, if you want to know that for your sound healing superhumans. Um, I've decided to kind of look at the graces that's been coming up a lot. These are based on Carolyn Mace's work. She is I deeply respect that woman's wisdom and has been very influential in my work. But she talks about the graces associated with each chakra. The grace of the third chakra is understanding, which kind of means getting out of your ego, being able to, you can't leave it behind. We do need to be gentle with the ego and be loving with the ego, but we also need to keep it in the context of reality and also be able to help us see through the illusions of our fears and things that tend to ride in this area as well. The ego and the mind are really, their job is to keep you safe, right? Their job is to solve problems and keep you going and keep you safe. And so if we get caught at this level, we oftentimes have hard time solving problems and feeling like we can have a clear sense of moving forward. And then we really start to believe, and in fact, we can kind of create and believe reality into a problem in front of us. So the grace of, if you get lost a little in, this is the way it is and I will never get out of this fear construct, sometimes calling a grace can be extremely helpful. And for this chakra, that would be the grace of understanding. The endocrine system and the nervous system here. So pancreas and adrenal glands are the endocrine organs that are associated with this chakra. The pancreas's job is to manage blood sugar, and the endocrine and the adrenals are here to kind of help give sugar, salt, stress, right? So adrenals really are about stress management on a big level, and also some other things, water balance and things like that, and sex hormones. But the adrenals here are really around kind of managing stress. The nervous system association plexus here is called the solar plexus also. That's convenient. And it's the innervation to the upper abdominal organs. There is a lot of background noise. If anybody is unmuted, could you just mute for me? That would be great. So the nervous system, um, there also has a few neurotransmitters that we might just think are kind of loosely associated, and there is overlap on the neurotransmitters. But the adrenal neurotransmitters are norepinephrine, so adrenaline, cortisol, and then DHEA is primarily here for specifically, well, for both men and women, but men have another option with it too, but women for sure make it from their adrenals. And insulin is made by the pancreas here and is associated. And then I feel like serotonin is also associated here, mainly because it's produced by the digestive organs. So about 75% of your serotonin is coming from your gut. So your health stuff that you're going to see happening in the third chakra. What I primarily see here is issues around stress, burnout, and digestion. And then this is really your mental realm, your egoic realm, your archetypal realm. It's also how you digest your life. So it's digesting the emotional aspect, the intellectual aspect, and kind of just the entire engagement goes through the digestion here. So if someone has a big health imbalance in the third chakra, you're going to see it show up usually either in the stomach or small intestine. So you'll see kind of digestive imbalance issues. You can see diabetes here. You can see hepatitis here or liver issues here. You can see burnout and adrenal fatigue here. You can see eating disorders here or problems with, overeating as well. And then actually, arthritis kind of comes in with the third chakra too. Often, it's really associated very strongly with digestive imbalance, I think is why. And then there are some transverse colon issues that can come in also here. So I do think if you're having a hard time with your third chakra, you may notice that you'll have a digestive issue or a digestive signal from your body saying, maybe this is a little too much for me to digest today. Strengths of the third chakra. The third chakra is my catchphrase for the third chakra is I am okay. And the reason I use that phrase is because although you can be any I am you want pretty much in the mental realm, um, I think sometimes when we try to use like I am happy, I am great, which those would be ideal. I am joyful, I am happy, I am, all of those. Please, if those work for you, utilize those. Happy would definitely apply to the solar plexus. Why I use I am okay is because it's usually an kind of a mid-level balanced emotional state. And when we're feeling afraid, which is what happens when we get an imbalance in the third chakra, there's a lot sometimes of fear that can come up. Usually the fears here are more around inferiority or worth, and sometimes and this is the whole world of responsibility here. Either I'm taking on too much responsibility, or I have no one else will ever take responsibility. That kind of level. I like to joke that like empathy is a third chakra. That, well, you can have empathy in any level, but many empaths are third chakra empaths. So they get their empathic signals through their digestive level, right, or through their solar plexus level. And I like to joke that they have a hyper responsibility duct or gland, because most of us that have kind of this big empathic aspect of us in the third chakra, just we feel responsible like all the time for everybody. And you can imagine that that might be the case when you feel everybody's everything. You have a tendency to want to help it balance and help it feel better. So this chakra also is sometimes challenging around feeling good about oneself if you're feeling responsible for others, or that there's a responsibility thing there, and especially if your worth issues are coming up and you're not feeling confident in who you are. In human design, this actually, the third chakra is represented by two of the centers in human design. It is the solar plexus center and the splenic center in human design. So those two constructs together, kind of in a three-dimensional quantum way, make the third chakra for us. And and the empathy, I think, may be easier to understand from the construct, well, from the perspective of a, an undefined solar plexus center. That's an easy way to think about that if you know human design, meaning that you have an open center there and you pick up the emotional states of your environment. So, a solar plexus center in human design is really about having variability. Your environment determines your fears. Your environment, I mean, the solar plexus, the environment determines your emotional state, and oftentimes empathy comes from that. And in the splenic center, um, that usually represents kind of our fears and also our intuition, how our intuition works for us in human design. And so if that's undefined, a lot of times you're going to see a big, strong empathy there also, or a strong sense of being an empath instead there. And you will have people who are pretty good at adapting to many different fears, or sometimes they'll have a lot of different fears in different areas. If the person has a defined splenic center, they will be very consistent about their intuition. They will have one hit, and that will be it. And they needed to have listened. And they will know what it should have been, but it will only come once. And so oftentimes they'll also be experiencing life through that same similar fear state there in the splenic center. They'll have a kind of a consistent way they feel afraid. And for the defined centers in the emotional cycle, in that solar plexus aspect, they will have they'll have a consistent cycle of emotional balancing they go through each time. So they kind of have a wave of an emotional cycle that they'll need to go through in order to, before their emotions, discharge and reset. So the third chakra incorporates both of those centers. And you can, of course, be defined in one and undefined in the other also, which gets a little more complicated. So if you'd like, human design is an adventure to go on that will really take this down a notch into really specific detail. What I'd like you to think about with your third chakra, maybe just bring your attention to the upper stomach for a second. And I want you to imagine almost as if this is where your ego lives. And this is a good place for you to, check in and see, how do I feel about myself? How do I feel about my ego? Egoic self. How do I feel about, am I confident in who I am? Oftentimes people who have kind of an undefined G center and sometimes less definition in their other centers, it's hard for us to understand I am this, right? So you might see if it's difficult for you to feel confident about who you are there or not. And so If you're feeling very open energy there, or you're feeling a little bit of lack of confidence there, you might just ask yourself today, am I okay? And let that hit at your stomach and see how you're feeling. There we go. And usually, am I okay comes back with an answer pretty quickly. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. um, and then you can move on in your day. Anything else I want to say? This is a big center for me for many caretakers, people burning out from giving and feeling responsible a lot. You'll see the burnout hitting them from being very just continually giving from the third chakra. And I think if you're noticing this for yourself, I'd really start to look at, you know, how am I digesting my life? Does it feel like I have just too much life to swallow? Or is the life I'm in, is that, am I finding that, overwhelming? Am I finding that empty? Like what is happening for me on the mental and emotional states that I have to bring into me and digest and assimilate in my life? Um, the last part I'd just like to talk about with solar plexus is actually your inner sun, which I think I think that in balancing the solar plexus, oftentimes it's very helpful for me with people to imagine that you have a star or a sun inside of the upper part of your belly. And just allow it to shine. See if you can see your star or see your sun there. And then just let it shine. And see how you feel when you light that sucker up. There is a light of us that is unique to us there, and we each have our own inner star or inner sun to shine. And oftentimes that feels to me as if that would be a bridge here between the egoic self, the archetypal self, mind, and then up into the heart, which we'll do next time. And that bridge is about truth, like personal truth. So you might see if when you shine your star here, if it helps you move out of fear a little bit and into your own personal truth. And if being in your truth helps you to feel confident and loving and kind about who you are, I think that helps with the third chakra. All right. I think that was my spiel, and we can move into more adventures unless anyone has pressing questions.
Okay. We'll open it up to questions first. And in order to be able to ask a question, you do have to be on stage. And so periodically, I am inviting you up to stage if you would like to speak to Dr. Wallace or get a mini medical intuitive reading. Please do raise your hand or accept my invitation. So, any questions from the people on stage right now? If so, go ahead and take yourself off mic. Okay. Looks like no questions at this point. So we'll go ahead and get started on the intuitive readings. And I will go in the order that people are on stage. So it looks like we have Shannon is our first person.
Hello, dear Shannon. If we can get you unmiked or unmuted. Sorry.
There we
Get
go.
you
I
now.
finally
There
did.
it goes.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for coming again.
How are you?
Good. Happy New Year to you.
Yes, you too as well.
How can we play today?
Um, my New Year is starting off really great. I'm really having a good time. Um, and I'm not for sure if this is third chakra issue or not. But
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of cards lately, and they're coming up with being stuck,
Mm.
being you've made poor choices in the past. They also seemed a little fear based, which just really surprises me because I feel like I've got a good plan. It's slow
Yeah.
and steady, but
Yay.
those kind of like don't take a risk, don't be kind of fearful. So I was just wondering,
Yeah.
what do you see?
Okay, let's go up and see what's playing in on all this adventure. If I can get Shannon, get my circuits running out of teacher mode. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay. So thank you. I didn't address this part of third chakra, and as beautifully as always, you bring me this. Bless you. Um, That is what that's what I consider the feeling of under construction. So, when we start to change our identities strongly and for real, we are making huge and actual life changes. Our ego's job is to keep us safe, right? Our ego's job is to, and by safe, it usually means like contained to a box that I understand so that you don't mess with me. That's kind of what is trying to do, right? And you can understand if you're a mental realm or if you're a mind, you kind of have to work within the realm of what you know to try to help. So as you start to grow past that boundary, grow past the third chakra is only the third of seven, right? So as you're growing outside of the identities that you're familiar with and know, generally the ego starts to be afraid. And we have some different kinds of afraid there. So we might want to check in. The first level of afraid is that when we really start to grow is usually the saboteur, which comes up to say, "You're growing." Ah! Right? And the saboteur almost always has the same voice, always has the same kind of reaction. I like to think of it as kind of the alarm system. Wop, 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 wop. We're growing. We're growing. You have achieved growth, right? So, saboteur, we might want to look at, do those fears that are coming up feel like they're in that realm? So I know we've worked on this. Did these fears coming up feel like they're in the saboteur realm for you?
To be honest, I didn't until I did the cards the last couple of days. I didn't realize I had any fears.
All
Like,
right. Did you feel like the cards uh stirred up a sense of fear that was real, or did you feel like the cards showed fear but you didn't feel fear?
oh yes, ma'am. Okay, so they felt like uh I when I drew them, I went into a panic because I'm like, well, what am I missing?
Yes.
And what am I delusional?
There it is. Yeah.
I think I'm on the right path, but maybe spirit's trying to tell me something different. So that came up. Yeah.
Beautiful. So those are quintessential third chakra. Thank you very much. So what am I missing? Is this true? Is this reality, right? Can I trust myself on what I'm actually doing? So let's see if I can ask the right questions for you there. It felt to me like as you're going in under construction with this aspect of yourself, we go through a natural growth phase where how would I explain this? Sometimes we need a lot of validation and affirmation from the outside world uh, during a phase of development. Like we just are like, yeah, I need someone else to tell me this, and I need someone else to show me that I'm on the path, or I need the cards to lay out and tell me what's happening for me. And then at least for me, and maybe others here, sometimes spirit just starts messing with you, right? So you get to that point where you're like, okay, I am now, I'm now ready to take this on, and I'm ready to be responsible for this aspect of my life. And I am doing this, and I am having these doubts come up. Because, what am I missing? And those are closer to doubts than like, debilitating fears, right?
Right.
Yeah. So when the doubts come up, that's not exactly saboteur to me. Saboteur usually is more like, oh my God, we're gonna die, shut this down, right? In some form. And this one feels more like, should I be doubting myself? Should I be doubting myself? Should I be doubting myself? Like, maybe it's saboteur, depends on yours. Um, so with this, this is a time that has a similar approach to saboteur, but the approach is taking one at a time. So what am I missing? So that, and the question behind that with the cards is, first, am I deluded? Right? Am I lying to myself or something to that effect? So so pause and ask yourself that. Shannon, are you lying to yourself?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So can you feel how that one kind of feels a little bit like the am I okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Similar questions, feeling state. So, no, I don't think I'm lying to myself. All right. So then we need to dig in through the mental realm here a little bit. So for Shannon, why is doubt coming up right now? See, and this is like a pool of possibility here. Can you feel this? Because we're under construction. We got everything kind of spread out and all messed up. And we don't even have any idea where to start. So usually this is where I ask the question, what is the best question for me to ask? Can we ask that one?
Well, first, I'm wondering if it is actually a saboteur because if I'm
Okay.
under, not if, since I am under
Mhm.
construction and I am making some great changes, um, maybe the ego and doesn't want that to happen, or is like that makes me feel unsafe. And so, if I throw doubt in there, then Shannon's going to panic and she's going to, slow down or reverse or give up.
There, well, that could definitely be saboteur then. So when we've worked with saboteur in the past, did you have a particular voice? Do you remember, was it a female voice or a male voice for you?
I don't remember.
How about this one when this one came in? What am I missing? Am I deluded?
Oh, it was definitely a female.
Okay, and did that sound like your voice or did that sound like someone else you know?
That was my mommy.
All right. Okay, so I heard my mom's voice asking me this. And if I God help us both if I'm not going to remember, I'm me, but I would guess oftentimes the saboteur comes in a parent voice. So if you notice that stuff's coming on right now, because I think because the parents are, we're supposed to be keeping people safe. That's our job as a parent to grow up. So it does kind of get twisted in different ways. But if you hear it as your mom's voice coming in, you might just right away be like, "Hi, saboteur." So let's try that. Let's just ask, say, "Hi, saboteur," and see what happens.
I don't really see her at all,
Okay.
the saboteur at all. I'm just um,
How do you feel?
I feel confident. I feel good.
Awesome. Okay. So with the saboteur, when it's on alert, right? You will feel like the alarm system's on, and the solution, we've talked about this, I think, the solution is actually just to say, I've got this.
Hmm.
I'm responsible for this. I can handle this. It's okay to turn the alarm off. I'll show us both that I've got this.
Okay, I love it.
And and you feel like you're already at that state. So I'm just curious if you did that. Like you're like, nope, I'm confident I have this and I'm going to move forward.
I guess sort of because I did the when I was doing the cards, I was like, well, how does this ring true and what's going on and you know
Yes.
and so yeah, I feel like I kind of like how can I take that negative, well, not negative, but that card and um learn from it to keep from making that same mistake or whatever. Does that make sense?
Beautiful. Absolutely. And it sounds like you handled it on your own to me. Beautifully done. And it
Okay,
also, thank you. That it also seems like a evidence of growth. So congratulations.
thank you. So it
Yeah.
just sounds like they were coming up. I'm under construction. So that part of the third chakra, I'm under construction. I'm changing identities. And so um, a little
And,
fear is coming up and a little self-doubt.
and yes. And or a lot of fear and a lot of self-doubt. Either one, right? Those could be there. And the point that you were able to listen in, you got still, you checked in, and you didn't let it derail you and fall off into the fear pit, right? You caught the fear and you asked if it was true, you know, and then you went through the process of what is true for me, and do I have this, and is this the right choice? The mental realm does help us solve problems. Like that's how it does it, right? It helps us to think it out sometimes and look at what's happening in the room and say, yeah, I think I'll stay on my diet. That's just the best choice, right? That's just the thing I should do. If I don't mean diet for you, but I mean if that's what people
Yes.
are doing. Yeah.
Yep.
So it is having the doubts sometimes actually is really beneficial because we do want to doubt if we're deluding ourselves sometimes and say, am I on track here or not?
Mm-hmm.
This is my mental realm saying, am I on track? And then I want to answer that truthfully for myself. Am I accountable? Do I feel like I'm in integrity right now? Actually, yes, I do. Yay! That means I'm empowered to say I got this and I trust myself and I move forward. And if you want to go crazy with it, I got this and I'm fucking awesome and I love who I am and yay, and let's do this.
Awesome.
Next level up. There we go.
Awesome. Thank you. Is this true for me? I love that. I need to remember using that statement.
There
I
we
love
go.
that. Thank you.
So wonderful to work with you. All
Thanks a lot.
right.
Great day.
Yeah. See you soon.
All righty. Thank you so much. And boy, we've got a full stage today, Aubrey. So,
Yes. That one was
okay.
longer, but I think possibly applicable to everyone, perhaps. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I
thank you
was just
again.
going through just now as I'm looking at, oh, we've got a lot more people that jumped up since I last looked. So,
So maybe one
moving
question
along.
each. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we've got Jeanette next. And Jeanette, can you take yourself off mic?
Hi, Jeanette.
Hello.
I think she may just want to hit the mic on the bottom right side of your screen.
Yeah. I know in the past it's been a little tricky. So, Jeanette, we're going to circle back to you, and let's go with Alex.
Hello, Alex.
Hi.
Hi, you made it.
I
Thank you.
did.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm like and it's I would appreciate what you were talking about. I feel like I'm interested to know, like, I'm kind of in the midst of like hibernating and I'm like, part of me wants to come out and part of me isn't, and I'm just curious kind of how it plays with my sort of chakra, like kind of what you're talking about today.
Absolutely. All right, hibernation. Dun dun dun. Okay, so we'll go up and see if I can find you, Alex. There you are. Okay, so what I'm feeling for you is like what I was saying about construction, except for like not construction. It looks almost like you've raised your city to the ground and you're dealing with like demolished, right? On some level in the third chakra, like you're restructuring the foundation of your, I would, I guess loosely identity might be the right words there. It's like you're scrapping and starting over there. And that's like a phoenix rising out or a rebirth level of a change, right? So playing on the surface with that doesn't make a lot of sense to me right now. Hibernation actually makes a lot of sense to me right now because it would probably when that level happens at the third chakra, it's really hard to feel confident about just about anything. It feels a lot like, you're being born new. And so and that's a state where you really want to be sensitive with yourself about what kind of um, what kind of interactions you're having as you go out in the world, and really sensitive with yourself on, is this feeling like a good environment for me right now? Because I'm new, right? I'm fresh and new here. And so I need to be a little bit my ego is already having a need to be protective. And so I would like to help it be kind to me and protective with me while I'm trying to reestablish my roots here. And I'm seeing they're showing me this beautiful, lush, rich soil that's already formed over the charred ashes. Hopefully, some of this makes sense. And I'm seeing seeds start to form and little shoots come up like green everywhere. So you've planted seeds, and this whole process feels like it's going actually very fast. I would say very, very fast for how I usually feel this level of a transition. That makes sense?
Yeah, it's very accurate. So just like stay in the,
Just be tender with yourself
yeah.
and loving.
Okay, I can do that.
Yay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. And we're going to circle back to Jeanette. Can you, there we go. Okay. And then Stacy, you're going to be next.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you
Did we
for
get
introducing
Jeanette?
me to me. Can you hear me?
We did. I can hear
Um,
her.
almost. Yeah.
You're a little quiet though. So
Oh,
I
interesting.
would,
Okay.
yeah.
I will try to talk loud.
Okay. Great.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Okay. Hi, how are
So
you?
I'm okay. Thanks for having
Good.
me on.
My pleasure. Thanks for
Um,
coming.
my question is, I had COVID in
Fun.
mid-December, and I've been testing negative for at least 12 days.
Okay.
But I'm still just super run down, and I have a sinus infection that I just can't seem to kick. So I wondered if you had any advice for what I need to be doing to get back to normal.
Absolutely. So let's check in. There you are. Okay, so they gave me a couple of things here right off the bat. One, it feels like this one hit you pretty good.
It
This is
sure
like
did.
this is a boom.
That was
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's weird because what they're showing me is kind of like it hit you, and it's not great. Like I would say not great feeling there. But they keep showing me this like big sunshine, like sunrise thing up behind you. So I'm like, whatever is happening, it's like the sun's coming up behind you on some sort of new horizon or new day is rising behind you. Um,
Huh.
and so I don't know if they're just trying to show me like there's a change, it's coming. The sun will shine again, the sun will rise again, perhaps. I don't know. But that was the combo of the thing I saw first. So let's go in on rundown and sinus. What do we got? We got 1, 3, 8. All right. So one is infection. That's definitely viral. We have bacterial. I do think bacterial has played in. We have fungal. Ooh, we got fungal playing in. Parasite. Nope. Other. Nope. Okay, so we have pretty much the area, we have the world of infection there for you. I do get an allergy. Let's see, environmental. I do get an environmental allergy. And what do we got here? I don't remember. Did we talk about mold last time?
I think you checked for mold and I didn't have any.
Okay. You had dust, maybe?
I definitely have cats.
Cats. Okay. So there's something in the environment that feels like it's inside the house. Um,
Okay.
and it doesn't feel like black mold, right? Or bad things there. I do think I don't know if it's just I'm feeling a dampness a little bit with the fungal part when in the infections part. Um, how big is this? See if they'll just give me numbers on everything. Nope, they're yelling food at me. Food! All right.
Ooh.
So we should talk food, perhaps. Is this a food allergy? It's real clean on a food allergy. Why are they yelling food at me? Have you lost appetite or are you not eating at all? Tell me about food.
So I was ramping down my sugar this week,
There we go.
and I've been really tired, and so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna eat a muffin and see what happens. And it's the most energy that I've had. It was a
Then I
gluten-free
die.
muffin.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, so I'm wondering if some of the fatigue is just from I quit caffeine a week ago, and
Yeah.
I not that I was having a lot, but my sleep quality just wasn't where I wanted it to be. And yeah, I've been ramping down the sugar and flour.
So congratulations and happy new year. And it does feel to me like the food changes have they're starting the process of this deep overhaul, right? So you're kind of clearing out and detoxing out the gates. That's the sunrise. That's what they mean. New day, like new sun,
Oh,
new
okay.
rise.
Okay.
I do
Should I maybe put that off until I'm feeling better?
oh, the entity that's there. Eight is entity. So there's a
Okay.
little bit of an entity there, which feels like a resistance one. So you might just go in and see, let's see what I'm getting there is it's kind of that one's kind of subtle and it feels just like nothing. It's kind of grumpy. It's like a grumpy resistance to everything all the time. So if you start to notice that, just check in, like, and we may want to do work on that at some point. But just check in and say, hi, this is the part of me that's resisting because it needs something from me. So you might want to sit down and have a conversation with it. But as far as I do think continue with the food changes is a good idea on the mental realm. Be careful a little bit. You might just be a little bit cautious about your environment. Just notice and see if there's more cat dander or something in the environment. Just maybe keep it clean a little bit. And then I would say the big thing would be the infection here. And I do think I'd probably go with herbs for you still. The ones that, just in a general statement, the things that usually clear COVID out are N-acetylcysteine, sometimes omega-3 fatty acids, and sometimes golden seal. Let me see for you. NAC. NAC is a little drying for your sinus. Golden seal, berberine. Nope, not for you. Omegas. Nope. COVID. Nope. They're telling me to go after your bacteria more. Is this Argentine? Anything else for bacteria? Garlic. You okay with garlic or does it kill you?
It gives me gas, but I can live with that.
Okay, that was the one they wanted, and I don't know if that's in some form, but
Okay, so
maybe we can.
like raw garlic? I've got some
Oh, no,
Allison I've been
that's pretty
taking.
hardcore. Go,
It
girl.
is.
It's
I
probably
just want
just
to get
take the
better.
Allison. Yeah, just
Oh,
take your
okay.
take your supplement.
Okay.
That'd be fine. And then
Um,
anything else
yeah, go ahead.
here? Let me see. The drying is what's bothering me. You might just do you have an humidifier or anything? It's weird. I
I
have
do,
wet
and
locked in.
when you said to clean up my environment, my mind jumped to I'm going to give my humidifier a good cleaning.
There we go. That's it. Thank you. I was like, it's like damp inside, but it feels like it's not, it doesn't feel terribly dry outside. So I'm like, where are we? Something with humidity. Probably that.
Okay.
So maybe play
Um,
through that.
I ordered a nebulizer.
Ooh,
Is it
go
a
girl.
is it a bad idea to do the peroxide nebulizing?
Peroxide nebulizing. Anything else? I'm not getting a definitive yes on anything with the nebulizer. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't think in general that's necessarily that's also individual in my experience. And I don't feel that it's bad, but I just don't feel like it's a full yes for you.
Okay.
Uh,
Great.
let's
Well,
see.
thank
I'm sorry
you.
that didn't answer you very much, but maybe keep going. They are
Is
saying about 4 days. So give it about 4 more days on your
oh
sunrise,
oh
okay?
that
And
makes it
get
so
through
much
this
easier.
sugar detox phase a little and then keep it turning around. Try some more garlic or keep your Allison going in, maybe keep the NAC going, and then rest, all the things.
Is there an upper limit on the NAC? I've been just taking one.
I would probably take one twice a day as the standard dosing of about 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Oh, this is 750. Would you think it'd be
Okay.
okay to do 750
It'll still
twice
be
a day?
fine to do twice a day. Yeah.
And
Most people.
would would that affect my sleep?
Has it been?
I've only been taking one in the
Okay.
morning.
It doesn't generally affect sleep. It does if
Okay.
it does affect detox. So if your sugar cutting is affecting your sleep because you're detoxing like crazy, maybe slow it down and take one and trust yourself.
Is it total overkill to be taking glutathione and NAC? Because I was already taking glutathione every day.
It is.
It is overkill.
It's a bit
Okay.
overkill. Yeah. So pick one or the other. NAC is really going to clear the membranes out, clear the mucus out, and be the precursor to glutathione.
Okay. Then
All
I'll take a
right.
break from glutathione. Thank you so much. That was
Good
super
luck.
helpful.
Yes, got a party.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. I love the specificity of all of that. Okay. Um, let's go to Stacy next.
Hi, Stacy. And
Hey,
I realized,
Dr.
sorry, just one pause. I realized I didn't do my disclaimer. I am not being a medical doctor right now. I am doing intuitive readings. So please, talk to your doctor if you're having real stuff. Okay. Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
I am great. Thank you. Good to
Yay.
talk to you again.
Yes.
Um, so I kind of feel like Shannon and Alex, where I feel like I'm definitely under construction of some
Yeah.
sort. Everything is kind of flipped upside down over the past like several months and just across my life, across so many different areas.
Oh,
And I play with tarot cards too, like Shannon, and I keep
yay.
getting like this. I keep getting like this rebirth or, cards
Yeah.
like that. But that's definitely brought up, a lot of shaky confidence, fear, self doubt, all that good stuff. So,
Oh, yeah.
yes, just wondering what you see.
All right. Let's see what they want to
Okay.
say for confidence here. Okay, thank you. You're giving me like another level of this. So, I'm actually they're showing me that you're not in the demolished phase, right? You're actually about in the middle. So
Oh,
you
okay.
like you're about mid-build is what I'm seeing here and it feels limbo-y, like it feels like being in between, right? But it also it's like you're in a gaining momentum phase right now. So you may want to, let's see if they give me any specifics. The tendency, they're showing me the tendency is going to be for you to try to like jump to the next thing, right? Like jump up and get the next thing or wait for the next or get the next thing quickly. And if you can allow yourself to just kind of hang out a little bit in this phase, can you give me a timing? Would you like a timing?
Yes.
Okay, she would like a timing. 14 days, 14 months, 14 weeks, 14 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to see, it feels like at and I'm hearing 13 to 14 weeks, you're going to start to see the actual externalized uh, manifestation of the change. Okay. So if you've got about, 12 weeks, 12, 13 weeks here, that the way I would offer a perspective of dealing with it is this is your time, man. Do whatever you want because the next thing's coming. Right? Like have fun right now. Like find a way to just like really like do your spiritual work or whatever. You've got a little space here where you're not going to be called to that next thing just yet. So let yourself kind of, just linger here in this in between and just play, play with what you're guided to. Get excited, be curious. There's no big, huge change to make. Just be curious about the day, be present, embody where you are.
That's Will they tell me, and they may shut me down, if like what the next what the next jump is?
Next jump is they have 11 weeks it's going to show up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
You're
right.
amazing as always. Thank
Oh,
you so
wonderful
much.
to play.
Yes,
Um,
always.
okay, see you soon. Okay, bye.
All right. Okay. I would love to mention right now for anybody that would like a full body map reading, 75-minute sessions. Dr. Wallace has an offer on until January 11th. when you sign up to do an intuitive reading with her, embody map reading, using promo code 23 club $, and we'll post that in the chat box, so you can just grab that information and go ahead and make your appointment with her. It is a phenomenal experience. I highly, highly recommend. I do it once a month, and it's just so helpful and revealing. So that will
Thank you,
be in there.
Carolyn.
Okay,
Yay!
thank you. And Christine will be posting the information in the chat. Just swipe to your right, and you'll reveal the chat. Okay, so Amanda, you're next.
Hi,
Hello.
welcome
Hi.
back.
Today was just so perfect because like this is this is my primary chakra in my human design. And
Yes,
all the different things that you're talking about, like all the physical things that you're talking about, endocrine and I wouldn't say failure to launch, but just some of the fear-based stuff all really resonates.
gotcha.
Um,
And for
so
me, failure to launch usually is second chakra for me, if that helps.
yeah, yeah, and I think I'm through that. I think what's happening right now is that um, spiritually everything, like the frequencies are there and stuff is just coming through, and I feel like my physical body is taking some time to integrate, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
absolutely.
It's just a little further behind from everything else that keeps coming in, so I'm trying to be patient and handle that with grace.
Mm.
But so
The
I have an
grace of
odd question.
understanding.
I have a kind of an odd question that popped up, and
Great.
I'm supposed to ask, what is up with the cats?
Okay. What is up with the cats? Here we go. And what is up with the cats? They're showing me some pretty funny stuff there. So they're showing me almost something that looks like, like a cat has been electrocuted or something like kind of crazy electrical energy. Um, I do not know what that means. Let's see if we can get more detail. It is. It feels like almost like a frequency or an environmental frequency that's just heightened, like and a more electric. And I'm being told this is not, this frequency is not a human version, like it's not EMFs or something. It feels like they're showing me, and please forgive me, I have no idea what I'm talking about right now, but if something is coming in as a frequency from the cosmos almost like, or is that from the sun? Yeah, the sun. So is there anything we can do? Are the cats acting weird?
So so here's just the backstory, because I'm laughing as you're saying this. So there's something going on with the electrical system in our house.
Okay.
We have flickering lights, and we have things. I had an electrician come out and they had to tighten up a bunch of things in the electrical panel. We
Okay.
had breakers that were going, and it's just random stuff. But we continue to try to sort through that piece of it, which it makes no sense. Like there's no logical reason for this to really happen. But what has
That's your
the reason
daughter.
why?
Sorry. You know that. That part is your
Oh,
daughter. That's not the cats.
well, Ken has got to like dial it back a little bit, but I'll have that
Just
conversation with her.
have a conversation with her. Be like, if you get this lamp, okay, give her one lamp in one particular part of the house, or or maybe two if you need one in two different parts of the house. Or you can do this lamp. Let us
Okay,
all
so
please
here's the
stop
thing.
messing with my life. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing with the cats. So
Okay.
it's not my cats. My neighbor's cats now think that my garage is the party garage, and they keep coming to visit. And like it's random. I walk in the garage yesterday, and all of a sudden, pardon me, but I'm like, no, who the f are you? And I look at it, and it's like this little cat here with this little blue bell on its collar, the dingling, and I'm like, you're not welcome here. Like, go away. Why are all these cats coming in and inhabiting our garage? It doesn't make any sense.
Um, I need to tell you that cats really like electrical stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
just on the level. So they will be drawn directly to that. And I also, let's see about these cats though. Because I was watching the cats being an electrical like party, so I wasn't sure what the heck that is. Help! Why are the cats coming over?
Well, the electricity freaks
I
out the most in the
did
garage.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So I also, yeah, it just feels like they're being drawn to a frequency. I don't, that's, and I actually don't understand, but the frequency feels like it's coming from an external source also, like it's
Mm-hmm.
something hitting the building. And they're showing me well, actually, they're showing me an underground wire also. So what are we doing here? Um, Boy, that's really specific. It looks like a buried cable going to a pole.
Well, that
And they're
also makes
showing,
sense because
okay,
I suspected something when I walk across this point in the yard. I stop, and I've
okay.
suspected this like since we've moved into this house 10 years ago, and
Um, not
nobody.
believing it.
Yeah.
So there is, and I'll talk a little bit about this, but there is something called geopathic stress, which is a stress point from an Earth meridian, essentially, or an Earth ley line cross point. And the
Yep.
geopathic points, yeah, actually, the way to find geopathic points is cats. They go and sit on them. They're usually about the size of a table plate, you know, and
Yep.
the cat will go and hang out on a geopathic point because I think because cats can transmute that energy beautifully. But you might look and see if there's some sort of really bad geopathic stress happening in the garage, um, and have somebody look at those lines. Or at least, or you can have people that work with ley lines and things to maybe regrid the house
Yeah.
and the garage for you if you can't get them to they really keep showing me some buried wire. It's like a buried cable and it looks like it's making an L up to the pole, and I don't really understand why it would do that, but it looks like it's something to do with that cable.
Yeah. So that makes 100% complete
Okay.
sense to me. So I'm gonna go with that. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, the cats are showing you where. Maybe they'll go
I
sit on
guess
the yard
so.
too. I don't know.
All right. Thanks.
Ah,
Thank
I
you.
love that. We love the kitties. They're so awesome. Okay, so Manu, you are up next.
Oh,
Hi.
hi. Can you hear me?
I can. Welcome. You found Clubhouse.
Yay, I'm so excited. This is my first time here.
Yay! All right.
Um
Do you have a question?
yes, I do have a question. So,
Awesome.
how I feel my third chakra, I feel like it's pretty short. Like
Okay.
it just feels like it's blank there. I
Gotcha.
can in the world I can be fully functional and I can get things done on a professional level, but on a personal level, I feel that I want to do something, one step forward, 10 steps backwards. So I
Okay.
just needed some clarity. I want to be able to manifest, but there's a lot of things, especially family, that's holding
Yeah.
me back. So just needed clarity.
Absolutely. And so right, like right away with me, they're giving me for you that you have, it looks almost like you've sent all of these beautiful, like almost like cords or wires out of your third chakra. And you have them all like connected to people in your life. Like you've sent out all these I'll say threads, okay? To all, and you have many people in your life you've sent this to, it feels like. And so, and most of them they're showing me are kind of like if you took a string and took the pressure off of it where it just kind of is hanging, dangling a little bit. So
Mhm.
it's like all of them are out like fishing lines almost, and then every once in a while you'll feel a tug on one, and then that one will be a way that you engage. And and we may want to talk about this in a full session when we have one, but we want to work with it a little bit because it feels like we need a different strategy for you because that one feels like it's directly working your physical energy out of your body. Like it's taking adrenals to run.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think we want to come up with a different strategy. The one thing I'd work with on you, or to remind me to work with you, please, because I don't always remember, is trust. Okay, because I feel like trust is the thing we need to go in on with you, so that you can allowing for a different version of being able to hold that energy in your space, so that you don't have to um, be responsible for every single person that you're having to hold.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So this week, before you get to play with me, would you start to notice if it tugs, would you? Like if you start to notice all of a sudden, like feeling like, I'm sitting here, like try to see it as fishing. Literally like you're sitting in the fishing boat or sitting on a dock and you're just try to come back to that fishing feeling. Like I'm sitting here in stillness because none of the fish are biting and it kind of feels good. Instead of like I'm sitting here and I have nothing and I'm blah. Like use the good aspect of fishing, that nothing's happening, and that's kind of nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
And you might just start thinking about, do I trust this person to do what they need to do?
Okay.
Okay. So when they tug at you, and if you do, great, let them go. And if you don't, look at them, look into the things that are positive about that person. Like look at their strengths on purpose, right? That
Uh-huh.
person is really amazing at this. And I do believe that it's possible they could do this without me. And I think they can do it. Look at them go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, not take on too much responsibility, so I have energy left for me to manifest what I want to manifest in my life. Is this what you're like, kind of saying?
Or you already did. Like you already have responsibility. You have a very intricate, complicated system of responsibility coming out of your third chakra. So I think we're going to have to we want to be careful about unweaving that a little bit so that you're not feeling completely unstable, right?
Okay.
If you want to scrap it, you can, but that's going to be a big deal to your mind and really unstabilizing. So let's work with what you have as a positive strategy. Like you did good, you're doing the good thing, but it also isn't working for you anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
we need to look at what's good and bad about it and then start to unravel it a little bit together.
Got it. Great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. See you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Manu. And Laura, you're up next.
Hi, Laura.
Hello, Dr. Wallace.
Ah, how are you?
I'm fabulous. I'm a unicorn.
You're here. And you're a unicorn. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a unicorn. I had a beautiful unicorn
Mm,
January 1st.
heck yeah. You
Yeah,
did.
so
I
yeah, you too?
I don't know if you saw the EOE report this week. Maybe you did. I assumed you were talking about that
That's
because
exactly what I was
yes.
talking about. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
good.
yes.
I'm like either that
That's
or we're on the same page.
precisely.
There we go. All right. How
So
can I play today?
I'm checking in from, I saw you in the face to face a
Yeah.
month ago, and I know there's been ginormous change.
Okay.
And if you want to just check in there and
You got it. Let's see. What do we want to say for Laura today? Oh, I got to get my circuits on you. Just a second. There you are.
yeah, wave.
Thank you. Whew, okay. The words they're giving me are trucking through. You're trucking through right now. There's a lot of pressure on you. It feels like, but it feels like you're engaging it well. You are you're you're running high, like
I
you're
am.
running
I'm
kind of
doing. I'm
high
proud of.
power.
I'm proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, it has a tiny bit of a quality of candle on both ends. So I will say that. See if there's anything else we could say that would be supportive there.
Hmm.
Um, eat. I'm supposed to yell eat at you. Eat. I don't know why.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
okay. How's food? Have you been able to eat?
Well, with the system, the way it's wired up, it's, digestion's a
Been
little
rough.
bit differently. So
Yeah.
I'm, being conscientious about that. And perhaps, obviously, the answer is just eat. Just eat. We don't care. It's fine. Everything will be fine. Eat what you want. It doesn't matter. Is that
And
what you're getting?
I'm getting like eat like fuel is kind of the feeling I have. So that would be, maybe protein shake if you can handle it, right? Not, it doesn't have to be a huge one and you don't need to slam it in so that it slams out, right? But you might want to just think about like I'm eating protein segments somehow. Like I need and I'm getting I don't feel like they're big, like maybe 2 ounces at a time, right? I
Okay.
see fish. If you like fish, I don't know, I'm seeing fish. They're also giving me, God help me, because I have to say this in public. I'm seeing sodas for some reason, um, which is not something I ever tell anyone to eat. But
Oh, you know
um,
what they're talking about is the other day I bought it was a sparkly water, it was a mineral water and it had potassium and magnesium and
okay.
all of this. It was like fancy pop.
Ooh, fancy pop. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So there you
that's
go. You
and
got
it
your
was all
fancy
it was like
pops.
a Gatorade without, the
That's it. So I think what we need for you is some combo of actually getting the protein in segments so that because you're running a lot of fuel, I think the fuel is going well, but we need protein. And we need if those fancy pops have no sugar, I think that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just plain water from Germany.
yeah. All right. What else we got for Laura? Your job right now is to stay on track with what you're doing. Truck along. Keep your mental realm right on that track. Stay on track. And
Yeah,
that's
I'm in
it.
it.
Do
I'm in
not
it.
get off that track.
I'm
Okay?
in it.
You
Yeah,
got
I'm
it.
in it.
And you
Yeah.
don't listen to anybody and you ring your whistle if they get too loud. Okay?
Yeah.
So you just keep going. You're rocking it.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you for playing. It's wonderful
Okay.
to hear you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye everybody.
All right. Thank you, Laura. Okay, Florina, you are next.
Hi, Florina.
Hi, ladies. Hi, Dr. Wallace.
Hi. Thank you for coming and playing.
Um, I'm excited. This is my second time. I actually joined in August,
Oh, yes.
and we briefly talked about my situation. It wasn't really time for me to kind of do anything because I was in a transition period. So I wasn't
Gotcha.
like not even anywhere near an environment to start healing and really focusing. I'm
Okay.
slowly getting there, slowly.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So in August, uh, basically, I was in a transition period because I was in a toxic black mold apartment.
Oh, yes.
And then
Okay.
I went to stay with my parents for a while, which was very stressful. And then
Yeah.
in October, mid October, I moved into my new place.
Yay.
Um, yeah, so that, I mean, that's a positive, but the universe is very intelligently triggering me.
Okay.
Um, so when I moved, I had so when I was in the black mold apartment, I had like extreme rashes on mostly on my hands and arms, but I had
Okay.
like I guess it was almost histamine mast cell issues,
Uh-huh.
and um, and then in October when I went through my stuff to like kind of clean and repack and to bring them over, I like right when I moved in, I had a huge flare up again, like the
Yeah.
kind I didn't have, you know, I didn't have all
First ever.
summer.
Yep.
I only had in that apartment. So it flared up. It like caught me by surprise that it was just so aggressive. And I guess I don't know, the stress, whatever, the mold triggered some virus. I have no idea, but I mean everything pretty much like came back full force. And
Okay.
I haven't settled in here because I'm afraid to, I'm trying to very slowly not trigger the stress and whatever the issue is. So I
Okay.
haven't even fully unpacked. So I guess I'm looking for guidance, like to, two things. One is like what is actually going on physically, like what can I do? What can I do for now? I'm still settling in, and I want to like fully focus on healing. But like, I mean, I don't know. Whatever kind of guidance that you have on what is going on, because I don't have exact answers right now. I just have my
That's okay.
suspicions.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is this apartment, of course, the universe's intelligence is putting me in like a place where I'm going to get re-triggered again. I move in here and I
Okay.
have a silverfish situation.
Oh,
And now I have where this is my first apartment with a washer and dryer, and it feels it's not me running it, but it feels from like another apartment. I feel like the humidity and the very strong scent coming through. So of course
yeah.
I'm freaking out that there's moisture and mold that I'm going to be dealing with. So I'm dealing with a lot of stress and this like health issues, and on top of that, I mean, there's just a lot. There's just a lot that I need to get straight right now. So
Okay. Thank you. All right. So let's see if we can get them to kind of cut through here with you.
sorry, it's a
And
lot. It's
it's
even hard to like
okay.
formulate everything that's like going on into a
So
sentence.
with me, do one thing with me, darling.
Yeah,
I want you to just let's take a deep breath together. We're gonna both breathe in,
okay.
and we're both gonna breathe out, kind of like a straw. Push all the air out like a straw. Okay. And one more just like that. Inhale. And then push out like a straw. Really feel it in your diaphragm, like you're pushing with your diaphragm. So it's all the way, all the air's out. There you go. And then just let your breath regulate itself. Yeah, there. Okay. Whew. So there, the guidance on it right off the bat is we're at about 95% of this is fear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I
Of course.
want to, so we need to catch the fear. Okay. So we're going to catch the fear means we want to say, what are you afraid of? So let's just see if you can name it for me. Just what, Lorena, what are you afraid of?
Um, I don't know. I don't feel safe. You know how you say
Okay.
this, the motto of this call is like, I'm okay. Well, I say to myself throughout this period, I'm like, okay, I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. Like, relax. It's not going to be so bad. Like, but
So
I
what if
don't
I
know.
ask you, are you okay?
I don't know.
Yeah. Right now you don't know. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's
really can't say
okay.
that I
That's
am.
okay. We're just staying there. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm okay yet. That's all. Now, can you feel how the fear just went down? Like dramatically.
Yeah, it goes down and it comes back, but I'm just, I'm trying not to be too irrational, but I'm being triggered, and I can't seem to get past whatever all these, like, I'm trying, and I'm kind of like walking through mud or cement, and like,
So
you
I
know,
need you to stop trying. This is going to be our first thing. You ready? Okay. So our first thing is I'm just going to sit here for a second and when I felt ask yourself again, am I okay right now? Am I okay right now?
mm, I mean, yeah, I guess it's as okay as I can be. My circumstances are not okay, but I'm okay because I've already been through 50 piles of garbage, so.
You exactly. Okay. So you're right away. I want you to feel when you ask yourself that part where where you feel it in your belly. Did you feel it like in your stomach where it was kind of like all of a sudden like softened and kind of felt okay there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now can you feel how that makes your mind really uncomfortable? Like that's really uncomfortable for you. You do not like that feeling.
Because I'm like, how the hell am I okay when there's like 50 million things right now that are not okay?
Exactly. What the hell with this whole human experience? What are we doing here? Okay? That's crazy making, right? Because there's a part of me that's just like not okay. And then there's a part of me that's like totally good. I'm actually totally good
Right.
over here for no
It,
reason.
it's
And I'm totally not okay for no reason. So that's
this
all
is the
part of
battle.
human.
This is what
Yeah.
I'm battling with. I'm trying to tell myself that I'm safe and I've already been through stuff and I'm gonna get this sorted out and whatever. And then the other part of me is like,
Can
okay,
I
maybe
just pause? Just your mind is telling you you're safe. Now I need you to tell yourself just one time, I am safe. And I need you to feel your body's response to that. I'm safe.
I am safe. Okay. Okay.
So, could you what did your body do?
It feels okay right now. It's kind of laughing at me almost right
Yeah,
now.
I would say it was like kind of an F off. Like I was like, whatever, jerk was kind of the body's response there, kind of feeling to me. I don't know if your body would call you a jerk. Bodies do not call us jerks, right? But
They do
they were
jokingly.
kind of like, whatever. Yeah, whatever. She says this to me all the time, and I don't. We'll see. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
basically.
that's a second chakra, root chakra level. Okay, so that's like your inner animal. The animal in you is, pretty not sure, and in fact, it's rashing everywhere, and it's smelling things, and it's feeling out of sorts a lot. And then when your mental realm comes in, you're like, I can fix all this. I got to fix all this because there was something I missed before, and I'm not going to miss it this time. And and that mental realm's doing its damnedest, and it's brilliant. It's really good at it, right? But it's not, and it's leaving the animal behind, like fully. And so the animal is just like, no. The animal part of your body is like, rash, stop.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Like I can tell myself that I am safe, but then I'm like, oh, okay, this is your environment. Exactly like you said, you're smelling stuff. Like you're itching. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's just not okay. No matter how much you tell yourself it's okay, but
What?
I keep telling
What's
myself, that
Tell me
I'm
what your
going to be
favorite
okay.
animal is. What's your favorite animal of all time?
I don't know if I have one currently.
Or,
Maybe it's a cat, but
all right. So that's what I need you to think about with your body just for right now. What kind of cat? You got a house cat? You got a jaguar? What do we got?
I don't know. A house cat, I suppose. I don't have
Okay.
one, but
So I need you to treat your body like a house cat for just a little bit here. Okay? Which is like you can't tell your cat that it's safe. I need you to talk to your body like you would talk to a cat. That means when I feel scared, I'm going to be pet, right? Or I'm going to go outside, or I'm going to figure out if I'm hungry, or I need you to deal with for just a little while here. And if you smell something bad, I need you to go check it out or get away from it, right? You're just going to function on that level just for maybe like one day. Try to do that. Like, I'm not going to, because if you can tell a cat, cats are a little smarter than other things, and you probably can tell them in English what you want, right? But they will also look at you like whatever, stupid, right? So you might want to try to deal with this situation just for one day at that level. Like, I'm just going to talk to my body like it's this beautiful house cat. I'm going to treat it like a cat. If it's not feeling safe, or if it is feeling safe, I'm going to just try to make it as comfortable as possible. And then every single time your mind jumps into the future, which is what it's doing, right? It's jumping into everything's going to go wrong in the future. I need you to come back to the present, just like a cat. There you go. Just for one day. We can do the future tomorrow. I promise it'll still be there, right? Well, I can't promise, but I think you have a 99.8% chance it'll still be there at least, right? So probably there. Okay. So for right now, just for today, stay here. Just really milk this here, because in the now, if we can teach your third chakra, is where you will feel the now, the present. The ego doesn't live in time. The ego you're in is actually your left amygdala. it's the fight or flight part of the brain, right? It's in a panic, and it's trying to find which age and which file and which reaction is going to get it safe. But it can't do it because the minute it goes into the file, it spins. So we need to be out of that file. And the easiest way to get out of that file is to be present in an animal state. And a cat does this really well, so you picked a really good one. So, like being a house cat, they sometimes they freak out, sometimes they join people's garages apparently, but then they usually calm down really quickly and go sit somewhere and, lick themselves or go just be fine in a spot of sunshine. They are good at being present. They are like Zen masters that way. So for one day, you're going to Zen master cat. That would be my suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
And if the minute you anchor in the reality that your present moment is the now, and that in the now you really are okay because you can feel it in your third chakra. You have to lead your life with that first. First, you have to stay anchored in I'm okay. Then you can start to think about solutions to problems. If you're not okay, there is no solution that's not going to just feed the fear.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank
It's
you.
a.
That was beautiful. That was a lot of work you just did. I'm sorry.
it's
But
it's
there's
practice.
more to do always as a human, but
Yeah.
or a cat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very
All right.
much.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah, thank you, Farina. And it's a really good reminder that, healing is difficult when you're in a state of fear, right? So
Yeah.
I love that advice, Aubrey. So, Samira and Elle, we've got you up next. And if
And
there's
that's Linda. Yeah.
Linda, okay. Um, and then we'll probably be finished up here for today, unless there's anybody down on the stage. If you really want to hop up here, now's your chance. Otherwise, again, just a reminder that if you want a full reading from Dr. Wallace, she has a special offering for you that you can find in the chat. It is a 75-minute embody map reading for 23% off with coupon code 23club $, and it expires again on the 11th. So just go into the chat to find how to do that. Looks like somebody already booked for you,
Uh,
Dr. Wallace.
all right. Yay.
Awesome. Yay. Okay. So, Samira, you're up.
Hi,
Hi.
everybody. Hi there.
Welcome
Happy New
back.
Year.
You
Thank you.
too. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Mine is really, it's been kind of a theme. I've made lots of progress on it, and um, I understand that I'm an overgiver. I'm going to go back and catch chakra 1 and 2, your
Okay.
share on that. But
Yeah.
I have this overall theme of like just tired. There's my dog in the background. Tired and lethargic. I know
Okay.
some of it is over giving, but I'm wondering if there's anything else I can tap into to support myself.
Okay. Let's see if we can get some guidance on it. Oh dear. Well, this had to happen on this show, I guess, once at least. Um,
Man.
so there is a time in my guidance with patients, not patients, clients, uh, when the guides give me a one phrase answer, which is, you already know. So when I get that answer, usually it doesn't mean that I wouldn't willingly, lovingly give you everything I can in the whole cosmos. It means that you're being asked to engage your own team here because
Mm,
for some reason you're not trusting them or you're not trusting yourself or something. I don't even know if it's about trust. It's simply maybe about the when people already know what they should be doing and their team is fully engaged with them. Sometimes my guides will literally give me nothing.
mm,
They will just sit there and look at me. So Um, what do you
That's
already know?
perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect as usual. I
Okay.
already know that I need deep self care, and not just the self care. I know that I gotta stop doing things that I don't want to be doing, I don't like to be doing, and I gotta stop making things so complicated when they're not. They're not complicated.
And the only thing I might add just on the human level that isn't guidance is please, it's so hard sometimes to be loving with yourself when you have such beautiful responsibility for so many people in your life. Um, but being like you are for everyone else is probably how you need to be for you,
Yes,
would be my guess. Yeah,
it's what I most needed to hear. Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Thank you for coming.
All right. Thank you, Samira. And yeah, we all need to listen to ourselves a little bit more closely. The help is there, our guidance um, and team. So thank you for that reminder. And Linda, you're up next.
Hi, Linda, you made it. Can you unmute there? Is it working? You just want to hit the microphone on the, oh, nope, hit the microphone on the bottom right side of your phone screen. And sometimes when you're new, it doesn't work. So maybe we can, she's got her hand raised. I don't know.
Yeah, she just actually accidentally popped down to the bottom stage. So I
Okay,
just invited her back up to speak, hopefully.
thank you.
Um, so, Linda, you'll need to accept my invitation to speak so you can get back up on stage if you would like a reading.
Carolyn, did you notice sometimes that when they first were coming in that it didn't unmute them? Like if it's the first time
Uh,
on Clubhouse?
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So Linda's now back
there she
up
is.
there.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, so yeah, if you can just tap the microphone so you can unmute.
And the microphone on the bottom of your phone.
Yeah, there
There
you
it is.
go.
Yay, we
Oh,
got it.
finally. Well, it was just, I kept having things on top of them, where the microphone is, and a screen
Oh,
on top of
gotcha.
a screen.
I
Anyway,
understand. You
this is,
found it. Woohoo.
woo, eventually, yes. Oh, I guess I
Oh,
have a kind of a two question.
okay.
One is my gut seems to be off, and I don't know if I've got any bacteria in there or something. And the other is a beginning relationship. I don't know if the energy is good for me or not.
All
And
right.
is it, I mean, Siri, I mean, I don't know how to. I'm trying. I'm having difficulty interjecting humor and comedy.
Well,
It's just
that's never good.
way too serious.
All right. Well, um, hmm, okay. Let's see what the guys want to say because I get all my own mind in the way there. All right. Linda. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think they're answering the relationship question first, if that's okay. It feels like instead of the gut one for some reason, they're showing me that you are basically building this almost like this avatar looking construct in front of you, and you're putting it out in front of the person, and it's like you're having a relationship with the construct that is in front of like the idea or the template of something, and there's a sense of like, and I feel like that it feels almost like you're projecting you out like that, not that you're projecting him that way, right? So it feels like the feeling is like out of fear, I'm being this and I'm having relationship with you by being this thing that I'm holding out in front of me. And they're showing me like the more energy you put into that, the less you know how it feels to be anchored and balanced in your center. You are brilliant at being balanced in your center. You at a level of like meditative bliss, right? So when you do that, when you put that construct out of reality in front of you, it you lose your grace, you lose your wisdom, you lose that sense of yourself that feels like deep, unending knowing and presence.
Hmm.
And
And
they're showing me that you'll notice you lose your humor because it's, the wisest people on the planet laugh the most, right?
yes,
Yes. So
truly.
if you lose your, I know you, and if you've lost your wisdom for that moment, you're not being you, you're not in you. So call yourself back. Just call yourself back in. I call myself back. This is me. And sometimes people can't handle all of awesome. Sometimes they can't. Um, Screw them. Maybe literally in this case, I don't know. But screw them, it's okay. Be all of you anyway. And there might be one that surprises you. Let me see if it's this one. I don't know if it's this one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I love you. Okay, gut. That's the problem with your gut. You're not listening to it.
Oh, okay.
But I can check bacteria if you like. Bacteria, anything else on the gut? It's feeling kind of sour. I feel like a sour feeling in there. Um, Dulled. Anything with something. Let's go with 6. Huh. I got a 6 and a 3. 6 is an ancestral pattern. 3 is allergy. Is this food? Nope. Is this environmental? Nope. Is this? You know that feeling you get when you're like, this is the feeling I used to get when I used to smoke in high school, or I didn't smoke in high school at all. I was a total geek in high school. I smoked for like 2 weeks in college. It was very exciting for me. And I I would get this feeling when I had needed a cigarette, but I didn't have it. Like it's there. It's kind of a dull, soury, bleh,
Huh.
which feels like a cigarette wouldn't really help, but it also kind of might help, and so maybe that's the feeling I have. It feels like that. And that is emotional. Let's see. It's kind of like it's kind of disappointing, and it kind of feels it's more like discontent would be the emotion. Discontent.
Huh.
And so you might watch if you start to feel that emotional state, that's like an allergic reaction feeling, like something triggered you and then you suddenly brought up the discontent emotional state as a response, like as a trigger response. So we want to go back and see what just triggered that.
Hmm.
Also, I've got an ancestral pattern here, which is what? This is mom's side, and 7 generations, and what? Like stomach of steel, something like that. Like stomach of steel, like rock hard stomach. Like they can digest anything. They can take anything, nothing will bother them.
Huh.
So there's a feeling like you're having an ancestral reaction that should be that you should be able to stomach anything. But your response, probably when you get triggered into thinking I need to be able to stomach anything, will be this big feeling of discontent. So watch for that pattern. Watch for the, do I feel like I should have to stomach anything? And am I feeling a deep sense of soured stomach? Did any of that make sense?
Kind of, sort of. I'm not sure
Awesome.
where I go from here.
Where does she go from here? We haven't done ancestral work, but we may want, that might be a good direction, is to do some ancestral work on clearing that out. The biggest thing with the discontent though is just notice it, okay? And
Yeah.
then when you notice that, you can say, "Oh, I got triggered," right?
Yeah.
That's all. And then we want to use your mental realm here to say the trigger is something like I have to be able to swallow anything anyone gives me. So look, did something just happen that I should actually not want to do, like, I don't want that. Where's my no? That's the words I'm going to go. Where's my no? Okay. So
Hmm.
look for something you might have wanted to say no to or wanted to say yes to, you know, where was the thing I didn't want to swallow?
Hmm.
And then be nice to yourself and do you know, do what's right for you right there. I don't want to swallow that, so I'm not going to. I do want to go for a walk, so I'm going to. I don't want to go to bed, but I should, so I'm going to. Right? Like parent yourself.
Huh. Okay.
I hope that makes some sense. I don't always know what I'm saying on these. I just spin stuff. So,
Having gone to bed at 4 o'clock this morning, I guess it's kind of pertinent.
all right. Well, maybe. There we go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Awesome. Okay. So I think that wraps it up for
Oh,
today.
wonderful. All right. Thank you
That
so
was
much, Carolyn, for doing your amazingness as usual, and thank you, Christine, for managing the super chat. I appreciate you both immensely.
thank you, Dr. Wallace. And so what do we got up next?
Next 2 weeks from today is going to be the fourth chakra, which is the heart center. So we'll start talking about the fourth chakra, which is our connection to what we love, who we love, how we love, all the love things. So
Mm,
your heart connections. So,
looking
and
forward to
forgiveness.
that.
Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
that's a big one.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
All
we
right.
look forward to getting together in a couple of weeks, which will be January,
Look at it. Sorry.
what is it?
That is the
The
18th.
18th at
Yeah.
1 o'clock
At 1 o'clock.
PST.
Yes.
And yes, so thanks again, everybody who joined, and we look forward to playing with you again.
Thanks, everybody.
All
Have a
right.
good new year. Okay.
Happy New Year.
Thanks. Thanks.
Okay,
Bye.
bye bye.